if you are a person on Twitter and you have 7 followers and you get doxxed on Twitter, the odds of you having something happen to you in your life are so astronomically small that it's not even worth worrying about.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. The guy talking, if you don't know, is Dream, who is completely non-controversial and never gets in any trouble at all. What? He stopped paying us? Okay, never mind. He sucks. Anyway, I I don't even know where that joke came from. But moving on, because it's kind of sucked. So obviously, that stance that he took in the video is really weird. I don't know why you think that doxing would be less bad just because someone has 7 or less followers. I mean, basically, if someone has a small following, so if I got doxed, it would be okay, or it wouldn't be as bad. Like I see the argument of why it wouldn't be as bad. There's worse things that could happen, and the chance of you getting attacked is low, but there's still that chance. And a lot of people were bringing up a good point that they might have abusive boyfriends. In fact, this one girl was like, "Hey, I'm moved away from my family. They were really abusive. Please don't dox me." And it's things like that that you have to take into account. So whenever you make a generalizing statement like that, which you really never should do, but if you do feel like you have to, then it's been my experience and my belief that you should always say, "This is just my opinion," in my opinion. Or no, well, not only that, you should also say that there are exceptions to this rule, because there's always exceptions to this rule. There's never one exact way that things are going to turn out. Now, obviously, with all that's going on, there's been people on Twitter attacking Dream. Now, it's sort of transferred from people who are like, "Oh, here's a good point. I disagree with Dream because of this and this and this." It's like Dream should be arrested. He should be thrown in jail. He's promoting doxing. It's kind of weird, you know. It's kind of weird how people will get so angry and sort of attacky. I don't think aggressive. Aggressive is the word I'm looking for here. People get so aggressive towards a certain group or a certain figure just based on like how they feel about them, which is how pretty much everyone is. But it feels like people jump past the limit. They jump over the line. They don't know when to chill out, when to leave things that are internet at the internet. Now I can understand not wanting to be doxxed and disregarding all the other stuff I said about possible abuse, just privacy. I don't want my information out there. I don't want people randomly to have my address. That's just weird. I'm sure that you don't want people to have your address. You don't want to have your YouTube leaked or whatever. You don't want your stuff out there. Nobody wants their stuff out there other than like a couple of people, right? Now, with this cry for Dream to get deplatformed, there's been a couple tweets that came out, a couple threads, and I'm going to be reading from them and just giving my response to them. So, we'll start off with seeing people private their Twitter and delete their tweet after I reply to them calling them out on BS is so satisfying. You're sending your community to harass random people. I'm calling out their BS. They can turn off their phone and reflect on themselves. Also, I'm not sending anyone. I recognize people will attack anyone I reply to or negatively, but that doesn't mean I still can't reply and speak my mind. The other ones replying to my tweet in the first place. Want me to leave you alone? Leave me alone too. Criticism comes with hate no matter who you are and what you're getting criticized for. Same thing applies to me. The potential for hate doesn't make you immune to criticism. Either way, satisfying. Bye bye. So I really disagree with this. Just because just because people are deactivating the Twitter doesn't mean that you won anything or you proved anything. All you've proved is that you have a big fan base, right? That's willing to go at bat for you, that's willing to attack people for you, right? And you said that you're not stopping sending anyone, but you're not stopping anyone. I remember Most Critical a couple months back, right? He made this video about a dog Reddit, and people started harassing that dog Reddit, started sending threats towards him. So you know what Charlie did? He came out like the next day and put out a video admonishing like everybody who was doing that and say, hey, that's not cool. Why are you doing this? I don't want you to do this. Right? And I'll bring up another example. Some ordinary gamers. And when he'll talk about somebody, in the beginning of his videos, he basically says, do not harass this person. So there's steps you can take, but he's not going to. Okay, so here's another one. When was the last time you saw someone with an actual mental problem offended by the R word, more than any other insult? What about dumb, idiot, or both, which are used as medical terms, or used to be medical terms? You guys don't care about actual difficulties people with disabilities face. All people do is make a fuss to make themselves look like a better person. They use the struggle of people that actually have disabilities for their own reputation. It's a slur, don't say it, end of story. Says who? The language police. You don't get to go around enforcing your own language rules on behalf of other people. This descriptive word has been used to describe slow development for a long time, just as offensive as dumb and idiot. Have you ever used those words? And honestly, it's mostly a respect thing, you know? A lot of people just don't want you to say that. That's so I don't say it. It's like the F slur. I don't say the F slur. You know why? Because people don't want me to say it. I wasn't really saying it too much to begin with, but people didn't care. But that's not really the point. The point is just be respectful of what people are saying. And I've seen neurodivergent people and people that would be considered that way, you know, 30, 40 years ago, come out and say, hey, we don't like this word. It's degrading. Some people with autism even don't like the words high functioning and low functioning when it comes to their autism, because they feel like it puts them in a box. I'm not completely sure. It's been a while since I've heard it, but I know that some of them don't like that. Moving on. Native Americans don't own screaming while flicking your tongue around. Of course war is offensive. People die. Say Viva la Resistance, I'm sure is offensive to French people. Plus, I literally have Native American in my blood. If you're offended, go away. We could literally care less. It's not offensive, and don't be a baby. Get off my account if you want to critique people having fun in a block game. It's not education. War cries are often every race, sexual orientation, creed. SpongeBob isn't any less offensive. Sometimes people need to recognize that not everything they see on the internet is true. Educate yourselves. So, again, this comes down to a respect thing. Like, this is something that's associated with a negative stereotype around Native American people. It's like if you were to be like, oh, I want me some fried chicken. I want me some fried chicken. Like, you're invoking a negative stereotype about black people. So you not only fried chicken isn't something that's exclusive to black people, but that doesn't mean that you're not making a statement there. You're not insinuating something there. And that sit there and act like you're not is just being weird and disingenuous. All in all, I don't think that Dream is like this bad, horrible person that needs to be deplatformed. I just think he has the wrong opinion on a couple issues, and I felt like talking about it. Don't think that he needs to be platformed. I think he needs to learn that he can't just mobilize his fan base every second of every day, every time he disagrees with somebody. I think that's just wrong. But yeah, that wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching. Also, just want to throw this in. I don't know if I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I'm going on a trip. If something crazy comes up, I'll say something about it. But other than that, I'm probably going to leave it alone. And I'll definitely try to have something out on Saturday. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.